What's up, you guys? Wanted to come on here and give you guys the plays for today. Today's Sunday, December 31st, and we got a huge day of NFL today. A lot of games, and I'm going to give you guys 7 picks in total. So subscribe. I'm going to be giving out picks this whole week. Going to try to make a video every day, but definitely subscribe for 7 picks. I don't know who else is giving out 7 whole picks for today in the NFL, but if you don't know what we do here, welcome, but we do a lot of correlated slips, especially for NFL, because NFL correlation does really well. And what is NFL correlation? It's pretty much taking players, and if they do something in the game, the other players around them are more likely to do something as well. So textbook example of that is quarterback passing yards and receiver tight end receiving yards. So we have the 2 quarterbacks for this this Texans versus Titans game, Stroud and Levis. Take them more passing yards, and then we have 2 receiving threats on the Texans, Dalton Schultz and Nico Collins, and then we have 2 receiving threats on the Titans, D-Hop and Treylon Burks. Take them over receiving yards. So if Stroud and Levis get into a throwing battle, if they do well, they have a lot of yards, then the people who are going to catch those yards, the people on the other end of those throws are going to be these receivers, right? Most likely. So that's how that's correlated there. It's pretty much like if these quarterbacks have good games, the game becomes a shootout. It's a close game up until the end, a nail-biter type game. We saw that last night with the Cowboys-Lions game. That was a good game with some good correlation there. But here's the first pick for today. We do a lot of NFL correlation, so that's kind of going to be the theme of all of these picks on the channel. It's really like the only profitable way to make money long term on these apps. Second pick is going to be for the Ravens-Dolphins game. So excited about this game. And then same concept here. We have Lamar, Nelson Aguilar, and Odell, and then we have Tua, Cedric Wilson, and Tyreek Hill. So 2 receiving threats on Dolphins, 2 receiving threats on Baltimore, and you can see it's the same exact concept as the last slip, except instead of yards, we have more pass completions for the quarterback. So you can see, more yards, more pass completions. All that's going to boil down to is just more throwing, right? So we want a lot of throwing from the quarterback. The more throwing that these quarterbacks do, the more receiving yards that the receivers are going to get, right? So pretty simple there. Just quickly, if you don't have a PrizePicks account, look on the pinned comment and click that link next to PrizePicks, and it'll automatically fill in the code RFF. What you can do is you can deposit $100 into PrizePicks, and you'll get a free $100 matched to your account. So you can start your journey with $200. And what I would do is I would just go ahead and put like $5 on each play. I'll just quickly show you here. But anyway, I went over this last video if you want to go more in depth. But a $5 better since the middle of August would be up $3,700 now. So really great. and you can see that this correlated type slips really work for us and have done well in the long term. Next up, our third slip for today, a little bit different, but still kind of the same thing. We want throwing. So we have Aiden O'Connell, Gardner Minshew, actually a combo, pass yard combo, which is cool that they offer those on PrizePicks. But same thing, we want those quarterbacks to go over, do a lot of passing yards. And then we have Trey Tucker over receiving yards, Devontae Adams over receptions, Josh Downs over receptions. So same concept here. Receivers, we want them to catch balls, we want them to get yards, we want them to get receptions. Just a little bit of a different slip here. I got it from the correlation tool, so this is what it's saying is going to be the most profitable for this game. And then we have 2 running backs on Vegas here, which I actually do like a lot. So we have Abdullah and we have Zamir White. I think Josh Jacobs is out again. Yeah, he has to be. He has to be, just seeing what Zamir White's line is. But no Josh Jacobs for this game. And we have Abdullah and Zamir White under rushing attempts. So same sort of concept here. We want a lot of passing, a lot of high scoring shootout type game, and not a lot of running. Not a lot of running the clock out. Not a lot of handing it off. The 17.5 is a lot of rushing attempts, especially for, I think he's a second year running back, but Zamir White doesn't get a lot of carries normally because Jacobs is in. But yeah, here's the third slip. I'm going to try to rapid fire these a little bit faster just because you guys kind of understand the correlation at this point. And like I said, I'm trying to get 7 slips in. So this is 4 out of 7 now, our 4th on PrizePicks. And we got Baker and Derek Carr as the quarterbacks, and then we have Godwin, Evans as the receivers on Tampa Bay, Jawan Johnson and Rashid Shaheed on the Saints. So same concept, going over it. We got quarterback, 2 receivers, quarterback, 2 receivers, right? And I'm excited about this game. Baker's like super slept on. He gets a lot of yards. I think Derek Carr, I wouldn't say he's slept on, but he can get a sleepy amount of yards too. And these are pretty low lines for these guys that New Orleans is going to throw to. Next, and this is the last PrizePick slips, and then we're going to go to Underdog. We have two Underdog slips after this. But yeah, we got the Steelers versus the Seahawks game. And you can see here that we got quarterback over pass yards. That's all good. And then Geno Smith over passing touchdowns. So just a little bit of a different kind of angle from there. But again, if he passes a lot, if he has a lot of throwing, he should be able to hit 1.5 pass TDs. And then we got George Pickens, DK Metcalf combination over receiving yards. We got Deontay Johnson over receptions. We got Najee Harris going over Russian receiving yards. So really we want him to maybe just catch a ball or two. And then Jaylen Warren to go less than rush attempts. So this is what the correlation tool spit out for this game. I think it looks good. Throwing, catching for receivers and running backs too. And then not a lot of rush attempts for Jaylen Warren. And moving on to Underdog Fantasy, same thing with Underdog Fantasy. Check the pinned comment. It'll fill in I don't know if it fills in the code for you actually. You might have to type in RFF, but you'll get the $100 match to your account. Underdog Fantasy, same exact concept. With the correlation, the thing about Underdog Fantasy that we always want to take advantage of, though, is you can put 4 people on the same team in Underdog Fantasy. The kind of trade-off is you can't do a 6-man. So a 6-man pays out 25x, a 5-man just pays out 10x. So with PrizePicks, we always want to do 6-mans because you'll get the most correlation you can in a slip. And then Underdog Fantasy, the max you can do is 5-man, but you can do 4 people on the same team, which is really cool that they have that, and something you want to take advantage of because, like I said, it's hard to be profitable with these apps, and you want to just take advantage of as much as you can. Like, you want to squeeze as much value as you can out of these apps, if that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know why Geno's down here, but I always like to kind of start the quarterback. But we got Geno over 1.5 pass touchdowns, Mason Rudolph higher than passing attempts, and then we got DK Metcalf over receiving yards, Tyler Lockett over targets, and then Kenneth Walker over receiving yards. So you can see how this is correlated. We want throwing from both parties here. You know, don't want to kind of keep reciting myself here, but we got Geno, Mason Rudolph. We want them to throw a lot to their receivers and Kenneth Walker. Last slip for today, so this is 7 out of 7, so definitely leave us a comment and a like and subscribe to the channel for 7 plays for today. So hopefully one of these hits or we make some money for today. But yeah, last slip here. Again, we want to pair together 4 players on the 49ers here. And then we got 49ers versus Washington, and we got Howell going over pass yards, Brock Purdy going over pass TDs, and then we got Ayuk, Samuel, and Kittle for the 49ers. This came up in the correlation tool also. I think this is going to be a good play. I think if there's any concern about this play, it's like the 49ers just start blowing them out of the water in like the first or second quarter, and then they just start running with McCaffrey and they never throw again, because sometimes the 49ers will do that. But if it is relatively close, I don't know. The Commanders can sometimes stay in games like this. But if it is relatively close, I mean, Purdy and the 49ers are just going to absolutely dice up that Commanders defense. So if it is a close game, I have full faith in Purdy and the 49ers to just get these yards. But my only thing is if they go up way early. But it is what it is, right? If one thing happens, then we'll hit it. If the other thing happens, then we won't hit it. So that's pretty good odds on a 5-man. So again, like, comment, subscribe. Use those codes if you don't have Underdog Fantasy or PrizePicks. And let's have a great day with these picks. So thank you guys for watching.